Breaking news here on Martyn Lucas Investor. Rocket Lab up today 11.34%, and it's shooting up today. Why? What's going on? Well, we're going to do some analysis here and break down this stock. We're going to look at the numbers, the balance sheet. We're going to do a whole back test, and we're going to do everything. Should we just do everything? We just give great service, right? Because we're not going to be here soon. We're taking a break. So the whole of October I'm going to be off, so I want to give a full breakdown of this. Okay, so tap the like button if you want to see all the numbers, if you want to see the news, the financials, what's going on. I'm going to share with you the balance sheet, the profit, the loss, who's buying on the inside, who's selling on the inside, latest news, trends, you name it. Short positions, we're covering all of it live on this video for you now. But Rocket Lab has just shot up, and it's kind of confusing at first because it kind of when you first look at it, it looks a bit confusing. So shall we go straight into it? I think we shall. Are we going to go to the moon today with Rocket Lab? It's all taking off. In fact, I designed my own little Rocket Lab. Do you want to see it? Look at this. That's a bit like the Neutron in it. Do you like that? I reckon it is. I did that myself. No, I didn't. I sort of did it. Anyway, let's go up to the moon. We're going to make some money today with Rocket Lab, okay? We are going to be at the wall, looking at the numbers, taking some time on this one. This is going to be a full deep dive review on Rocket Lab, and then we'll take a trip into space and see if we can make some money, because at the end of the day, we want to print that gold. You want to dig the gold up, right? So let's take a deep dive now into Rocket Labs and get straight into it. Did you like the intro? Did all that live, by the way. Pretty good, right? No editing team here, just me on my own. And look, you can see it down here on the screen behind me. All of this happens live. Ooh, okay. Click subscribe and ring the bell. Let me show you the news. Now, it all started. Once upon a time, there was a story, and it was called Rocket Lab. Just a couple of days ago, we had this. Rocket Lab aborts launch in New Zealand at the last second. Well, when I looked at the chart of that, I thought, hang on a minute, what's going on here with Rocket Lab? And if I actually look at it closely, the stock didn't actually go down hardly at all when that happened. I'll share, look, this was the 19th. Look here. If we go back to 19th, it's around about there, the stock rallied on this news. And today, it shot up. So what's going on? Well, we need to start at the beginning, all right? So have patience. Let's go through the news. This is what started the news. Rocket Lab aborted a launch of its Electron. You've seen my little Electron rocket I showed you a moment ago. At the last second on Thursday. The company was scheduled to launch 5 Internet of Things satellites for the French company Kineis from New Zealand. Is that French? Kineis? Probably not. Rocket Lab said the Electron's flight computer aborted on a ground system sensor trigger and safely shut down the engines. Electron, the launch pad, and Kineis' payload were all noted to remain healthy. Since today's mission required an instantaneous launch, we'll be standing down from further launch attempts today. The team is assessing opportunities for the next launch attempt and will share more information here shortly, updated on Rocket Lab's media site on X. Okay, great. But the shares were up. It's kind of bizarre, really. This is why you can't, very often, you can't understand a clue what's going on. Anyway, let's move on and watch Rocket Lab continue to rally. So that's how the news started, by an aborted flight. There's no flight. Anyway, let's look at the numbers, the balance sheet, the analysis. You want to have a quick look? All right, let me share this with you first of all, and then I'll tell you what's happened today. Right, so analysis, and I have to give a warning here. I am a seeking alpha analyst. It doesn't take much to be an analyst, just an opinion and a platform, and you could be an analyst, right? So just be very careful taking all these sort of things with take them with a grain of salt. What I do like is Wall Street. Even though they're traders, not investors, they're saying a buy. Analysts are saying a strong buy. Well, they probably would do because it's a rock and roll thing to do. But then you go, strong buy. Quant, the computer, who just looks at the numbers, saying a hold. So it's somewhere between a hold and a buy. Okay, so That's okay, right? What about the valuations? Well, valuations are improving. Revisions from F to B to C. We've got momentum from D to C to A+. Revision momentum is good. Profitability has remained the same, but that will improve soon, expecting that early next year. D-. What about growth? D to B to A. So growth is increasing. What about valuation? D+, C+, B-. The valuation is improving because the stock is, if you like, the stock is growing into its current price. So that's all looking good. All right, we like that so far. All right, very, very nice indeed. We're going to go into some deep numbers, and we're also going to look at their X account. But this isn't the good news either. We're getting to it. All right, we're getting to it. We're hosting a networking event at our headquarters in Long Beach, California. This is Rocket Lab's X account. RSVB today to learn more about supply chain open opportunities, as well as our news of upcoming missions and neutron development. That's what's going on. They've not posted, however, this news, which is kind of strange. So just want to take everything with a pinch of salt. They're not posting it, and they normally do post their flights, but I've just found this. This is just a few moments ago. Rocket Lab successfully launches 53rd Electron mission, deploys another 5 satellites for Kineis. That was what we were talking about a few moments ago. So we know that this news makes sense. However, it's kind of strange that it's not on their website, but maybe it's so new, it's just happened. It's unusual though for Rocket Lab. They like to cover the news as they do it. So let's have a look at this news. Have you all tapped the like button and consider subscribing to the channel? As you can see, Rocket Lab is going crazy now. Now, we are going to look at the valuation in a minute before you get too excited and just buy it at any cost. Remember, we're here to make money. We know the money printers going back on in China hasn't gone on quite yet in the United States, but just be careful. Look over the numbers. Seriously, I'm being serious. Look over the numbers. Run your finger over the numbers. You like that? It's good, isn't it? All right, okay. And let's check it out. So in a moment, I'm going to show you the numbers. But first of all, let's look at this news, and then let's see if this stock actually makes sense. Let's see if it's worth investing in now, especially now it's gone up. We don't want to be we don't want to be chasing stock. We never do that as investors, do we? Okay. So Rocket Lab, global leader in launch services and space systems, today successfully launched. This is today. This is This is like just a few moments ago. Its 53rd Electron mission and deployed 5 satellites to low Earth orbit for French Internet of Things, okay, company Kineis. The Kineis killed the radio, rad Internet of Things radio star. I like it. Video killed the radio star. 10 points if you comment below who sang that. I'll give away 10 points for those of you who comment with the answer to who sung Video Kill. All right, twice is too much. All right, lifted off. I can see you all unsubscribing as I speak. Lab Launch Complex 1 in Maya, New Zealand at 11 a.m., which is literally... Yeah, this is literally an hour ago. This is brand new, folks. Hot off the press. Talk about on the button, eh? The mission was the second of 5 dedicated Electron launches for Kineis, a company backed by private and public investors, including the French government space agency CNES, Central National Duartos Battalion. Okay, replay that backwards and it will be perfect. And provider to improve global Internet of Things connectivity. The Kineis constellation is designed to make it possible to connect and locate any connected object anywhere in the world, enabling data transmission to users in near real time, a low bit rates and with very low energy consumption. By enabling internet connection to the Earth's most remote locations, the constellation can support forest fire detection, water source management, infrastructure and energy network monitoring, transport and logistics tracking, and much more. Sounds great. What about Rocket Lab? Rocket Lab founder and CEO Sir Peter Beck said, today's successful launch marks another milestone for Rocket Lab as we continue to enable innovative companies like Kineis to push the boundaries of global Internet of Things connectivity. With each mission, we are bringing the world closer together, allowing vital data to be transmitted from the remote corners of the Earth. Now, by the way, if you are an investor in space, if you are an investor in Rocket Lab, you might like, I'm not being funny, I'm not, so this will benefit you, don't benefit me, I don't care either way. It might benefit you to tap the like button right now and also click share. I know I'm making this live, but I rank 2 and 3 for Rocket Labs. After this video goes out, as I'm going to be the first to cover it, I'm pretty sure of that, this video could do very well. It's a bullish video. It'll promote the stock. People will buy it. Not saying I'm pumping and dumping stocks. I don't own it. I only own the S&P. So I strongly recommend at this moment in time in the video, there's 150 people watching me make it live. There's a like button. Tap the like button. Do it. Do it right now. Are you doing it? Do you want the stock to go up or what? Do you want to make money or what? It's up to you. Do it. Ready? I'll refresh the screen. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's see if it's gone up. Boom, 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 boom. 135. There you go. It's now going to get suggested on YouTube. We love it. Now then, before you get too excited, can we make money from this stock? Do you want to see more space stuff? Do you want to see more space stuff? Which one do you want to see? Do you want to see? This one here? Man in space. Going to the moon, right? You like that? Well, I prefer my Rocket Labs rocket, which I developed myself. Sort of. Not really. I just edited it, didn't do much. Let's look at the numbers, because at the end of the day, it's all very well, the stock going up. Now it's going to trim off. Is it going to trim off? Is it going to dump? Let's have a look at the numbers. You should never chase a stock. You should already be in it. As an investor, lots of people are liking the video now, 141. This is going to rank very nicely on YouTube when I put it out. I'm very excited about it. Right. $5 is the valuation of this stock. $5.27. Don't believe me? Look here. However, we cannot use this as a valuation. It doesn't use DCF valuation. It's not reliable enough. So don't use it. Don't regard that as relevant. Right? This will not take into consideration the latest news. It can't do. This is done daily. The stock is trending right now, so it's obviously going to go up. But the valuation, I'm always prepared to spend 25% over valuation for a high growth stock. So just make sure, just be aware of that. Okay. That's of no use to me at all. Let's scroll down and look at what is useful. This is what's useful. The revenue is up 16%, 326 million. Was last reported in June 29. Our next report will be out soon, and we shall know in September. Once we do our earnings, we are expecting a relative S curve. That is relatively an S curve. Nice growth. We're up 16%, expecting to increase. That's a good sign. That's a good sign to buy it. Operating income up 0.3. You can see where they were investing, and now they're starting to make real money. You can see it moving up. Very, very nice indeed. If I go back to the stock, it's still going up, by the way. I don't mind buying all-time highs of a company that is going to grow. I don't mind that at all. If we look down here and we look at its earnings, you can see it's still not making any money yet. It's still not cash positive. And its next earnings, expected November the 6th. I will cover it live if I get 100 likes of the video when this comes out. If I get 100 likes live to the video when it comes out, I will cover the earnings and it will rank number 1. I can guarantee we can rank number 1 for Rocket Lab, all right? Because we rank number 1 for Virgin Galactic, so we can do this. We'll cover the earnings for you. November the 6th, I'm back from my holiday, and the expectations are low. So we're likely to beat it because things are improving, and you can see the trajectory is upwards anyway. So that looks pretty good. Shall we have a quick look to see who's buying on the inside? I don't care about Robinhood investors, don't care about retail investors. I do care, though, about hedge funds and insiders. Insiders were dumping back in August. Let's see how much they dumped. Let me see. Back in August. It could just be uninformed. There it goes. Uninformed buys, uninformed sell. There you go. Informative sell. We did have a little bit of informative sell. How much was it? 28,000 shares, $198,000. Nothing too significant. I'm not overly concerned, but that was back in August, not this month. This month we're buying again. Okay, I can live with that. It's just worth knowing who's buying and who's selling. Right, let's go back to the numbers. Let's have a deeper look here. Operating income is improving. Net income is improving, up 2%. Investing cash flow is down 1%. Investing cash flow is up 16%. That's a negative. Operating cash flow is down 9%. Okay, we're spending money on the business. Let's look at the balance sheet. Is it going to go bust, this business? Let's have a look. 1.2 billion in assets, 733 in liabilities. So decent amount of liability. Let me see how much debt they've got though. In their assets, they've got 496 million in cash. Substantial amount of cash. On the heavier side, I prefer businesses to have cash, but not too much. They got a bit of money, that's okay. Let's look at the debt situation. 733, long-term debt, 409, ouch. Not a good balance sheet. They've been spending money, they've been borrowing money, and we know that because look, the long-term debt is 55%. Now, you might argue interest rates are falling, that's a catalyst. It is. Interest rates are already down 0.5%, and they're going to go down again, and probably another 0.5% next month. That's a good. But it takes a while for that to filter into your debt position when you're borrowing $409 million. But nevertheless, the balance sheet isn't the best. It's not the worst either. Just be aware they do have some debt, but things are going to improve. Income is going to improve. We've seen that. So long term, this could be all right. Let's look at this. This is what's important. Gross margins moving up. 25%. They were down here at 25%. Operating margin was 191% at back in 21 and improving steadily all the time. We like that. Net margin moving up. Still losing money, like we've just shown you on the earnings, but we could have a positive, this could be a positive earnings with all this extra or extra flights they're now doing. FCF margin is down, but moving up. All negative, but all moving in the right direction. ROCE. Now, if you want my software and you want to see this in more detail and open up all of these and get all the definitions and all of this stuff, like I'm showing you here, I can give you this right now. This is my alpha spread. I know the CEO, and he has given me the best deal that Bloomberg can't have, CNBC can't have, Jim Cramer can't have. I know the CEO. There is the alpha spread link in the chat. For everybody watching the video, it's below. As always, it's below in the description of the video, and it's always pinned to the comment at the top, always. All of my members can get a free version of this or the premium plan, a discount so good that it makes my membership for free. That's how good the deal is. I always bring the best deals. If I can't bring the best deal better than anyone, I don't partner with anyone. It's always been my policy. Negative 16% ROA, negative 33%. Oh, and if you are interested in seeking alpha, the information I was showing you at the beginning, there is another way to save money with my referral, and it's the only way you can get this. You get a free trial and $25 off. Again, the links are in the chat and below the video if you look afterwards. All right, always have been, always will be. Without my referral, you have to pay full price and you don't get a free trial. So there you go. Good deal, right? Profitability score 32%, like we said, not making great profits at the moment, but that's improving. We've reviewed this before and down at, I think it was down around the 16. So we are improving. Like I said, not a great balance sheet, 40% solvency, but with rate cuts coming down, income going up, the successes that Rocket Lab are having, this is very, very good. I still would not be chasing the stock, however, today. Wait for a pullback and remain in. This is a long-term investment, right? Worst case scenario, 45%. I don't see a worst case scenario for this. Average, we've got 7% downside from where it is today, and that's the 762. So there is a downside here, but that's not much. 28% on the upside. I can make 20-30% a year on the S&P by buying macro dips. So like I said, don't chase it today. Long-term investors who like Rocket Lab, and I actually do like Rocket Lab, would have remained in the stock and would have already been in the stock, and today you're absolutely loving it, right? Great for you. Don't sell it. Hold it. Keep it on. Maybe trim if you want to. But I wouldn't be selling if I was owning Rocket Lab. Absolutely not. I'd be holding it. It's a great, great business. I like it. I wouldn't be chasing it though. I'd be waiting for profit taking, or just let it go. Just don't chase a stock ever. Know now it's even better, but wait for it to pull back, okay? Because it probably will. More likely it will. Have we got any short interest to share with you? Let me see. And I apologize for the heavy scrolling. I don't see anything showing at the moment. No. I think that's okay. I want to bring you their latest earnings call headlines so you can see what was said most recently. Let me just fit this to the screen. I apologize for trying to make it fit. There we go. Rocket Lab reported record Q2 24 revenue of 106 million, a 15% sequential increase, and a 71% year-on-year surge. This growth was driven by both launch and services and space system segments, what I just talked about. They're increasing their cadence of launches. Looking ahead, Q3 revenue is projected between 100 million and 105 million, with GAAP gross margin expected to range 25% to 27% and non-GAAP gross margins from 30 to 32%. So obviously things are improving. If we get 100 likes to this video, I promise I will cover the earnings for you. Normally I do it for $5 for members, but I will do it if I get 100 likes on this video. So my final thoughts on Rocket Lab. Shall we go one more time into space? No, we won't. But we will make the little fellas happy if you've tapped the like button. Have you smashed the like button? Did everybody smash the like button? The little fellas are going, go on. This is the best, most honest live stream on telly. You could at least smash the like button. There you go. Did you do it? Okay, let me get my thoughts. Rocket Lab is a great business, well-funded, does have some debt. That's going to improve. Their reliability of their rockets has been second to none. They've been very successful with their rockets. There obviously is a business, a market and a need for this. Do you like the little fellas? They're just there, look. They're sneaking in, look. It's a great business. I'd be waiting for some sort of pullback. Ideally, we've been covering Rocket Lab now for a couple of years. You should have already been in this stock at $4. That was the time to buy it. That was the time to go all in. However, nothing wrong with buying a stock at $20, $30 if it's going to 100, right? It's still very new. It's a long-term investment. It's a long-term hold, at least 10 years. I'd be holding this for 20 years. I'd want to see where this is going in 20 years, long-term hold. So does it matter if you buy at $8? Not really, if you are prepared to wait. However, we don't like our money locked up doing nothing, do we? I like consistent growth. I like to always beat the market. You can see my portfolio. I've never shorted a stock. I've never done options. And I'm at $120,000. And I only started with $5,000. And my only income is on YouTube. And I've only been earning money for a year and a half. The first year and a half, I earned zero. And even now, I'm only earning between $1,000 and $2,000 a month that I can actually invest. So my portfolio hasn't grown because I'm putting in millions of dollars or I've won the lottery. It's just growth. So I like Rocket Lab. I'll be waiting for a pullback. Wait for the pullback to come. People will take profits and you will do well. If you want to buy it now, you don't care about a pullback, that's absolutely fine. I do believe it's going up in the future. It's got plenty of growth, plenty of opportunity to grow, but I would not want to be out by 30%, and that's what you could be once all the dust settles and people take profit. So it's a great business to own, long-term investment. Don't chase it. Let it go. There's always opportunities to buy. The S&P, remember, don't overlook it. I know it's boring. In fact, I don't find it boring, but people often say to me, why do you buy the S&P? It's boring. Well, it's only boring if you consistently like making money without the drama and the stress, and I do. Ultimately, I'll make money by just owning the S&P. And so I'm not going to suddenly dump the S&P and buy this on a rally. Not at all. Have patience. Wait for it to come back down. If it doesn't come back down, doesn't matter. You're all in the S&P. You've not sold out, hopefully, and you'll be good. Click above my head for all the links. All the links are down in the more section as well in the description. Down here, I'll put all the links for Alpha Spread, Seeking Alpha, all of those things. You can get all the software that I use. And over here, I'll put the whole playlist for Rocket Lab. I've done the earnings. I've done many reports on it. You can see how the analysis has changed over time. And down here, the most important video I've done in the last couple of weeks, Psychology of Investing Part 2, and it proves without a doubt cash is most certainly not king. And if you watch it all the way through, not the first 5 minutes like most of my trolls, in fact they watch the first 10 seconds and think they know it all, watch it through. I think I have made the case to prove that cash is most certainly not king. Until next time, as always, take care of yourselves and each other.